Have you ever wondered what the world was like at the dawn of the 20th century, in the year 1900? The globe was brimming with anticipation. Countries like the United States, Britain, and Germany were emerging as significant powers, setting the stage for a new era. The air was thick with the promise of progress, and the scent of change was everywhere. This was a time of transition, of hope, and of uncertainty. So let's dive into the events that shaped our world in the year 1900. The year 1900 started with a bang, with the ongoing Second Boer War in South Africa. In the early months of the year, the British, under the command of Field Marshal Lord Roberts, launched a series of successful offensives against the Boers. Their superior numbers and resources began to turn the tide of the war. However, the Boers weren't about to give in without a fight. They adopted guerrilla warfare tactics, hiding in the rugged South African terrain and launching surprise attacks on British forces. In response to this, the British implemented a scorched earth policy. They burned down Boer farms and homes, destroying the very land the Boers were fighting for. But the brutality didn't stop there. The British also established concentration camps to house Boer women and children, aiming to break the Boers' resolve by targeting their families. These camps were notorious for their poor conditions and high death rates, a dark chapter in the history of the conflict. The war had a profound impact on the region. It led to the end of the independent Boer republics and the establishment of the Union of South Africa under British control. This set the stage for future conflicts and the eventual struggle against apartheid in the latter half of the 20th century. The Second Boer War was a brutal conflict that had lasting impacts on South Africa. While war was raging in South Africa, Paris was hosting a celebration of innovation and progress. This was the Paris Exposition of 1900, a world fair held to showcase the achievements of the past century and to accelerate development into the next. Not merely a gathering of inventors and innovators, the exposition was a colossal event, attracting over 50 million people from every corner of the globe. It was a physical manifestation of the human spirit, brimming with creativity, curiosity, and a shared vision for a brighter future. The exposition was a stage for marvels of the modern world. The talking films, or what we now call movies, were introduced, paving the way for a new era of entertainment. The escalator, a moving staircase, was unveiled, promising to revolutionize urban mobility. And the diesel engine, a powerful, efficient alternative to steam, roared to life, signaling the dawn of a new industrial age. But the Paris Exposition was more than just a spectacle of invention. It was a forum for ideas, where cultures intertwined, philosophies were exchanged, and the seeds of globalism were sown. It brought nations closer together, promoting understanding, cooperation, and peace. In a time of great change and uncertainty, the exposition was a shining example of what humanity could achieve through unity and innovation. It served as a reminder that progress often comes not from conflict, but from collaboration and a shared vision for a better world. The Paris Exposition was a beacon of hope and progress in a world that was often fraught with conflict. In the summer of 1900, a rebellion was brewing in China. The Boxer Rebellion, or the Yehetuan movement as it was known locally, was a violent anti-foreign and anti-Christian uprising that took place in response to imperialist expansion and missionary evangelism. A secret society known as the Righteous and Harmonious Fists, or Boxers, led the rebellion. They were fueled by socio-economic strife, anger against foreign influence, and a belief that their physical training and spiritual rituals would make them invincible. They sought to overthrow the Qing dynasty and expel all foreigners from China, blaming them for the country's woes. The rebellion escalated quickly, with Boxers attacking Christian missionaries and Chinese converts, and laying siege to foreign legations in Beijing. The situation became so dire that an international coalition, the Eight-Nation Alliance, was formed to quell the uprising. This coalition was made up of Austria-Hungary, France, Germany, Italy, Japan, Russia, the United Kingdom, and the United States. The conflict was brutal, marked by fierce battles and atrocities on both sides. After 55 days of siege, the foreign legations were relieved by the coalition forces. Despite the Boxers' fervor and bravery, their lack of modern weaponry and strategic organization led to their downfall. In the aftermath, China was forced to sign the Boxer Protocol, a punitive treaty that demanded heavy reparations and allowed foreign troops to be stationed in Beijing. This further weakened the Qing dynasty, leading to its eventual downfall and the establishment of the Republic of China. The Boxer Rebellion was a turning point in China's history. It exposed the fragility of the Qing dynasty, the strength of foreign influence, and the power of popular resistance. It also showcased the international community's willingness to unite in the face of a common threat. On a broader scale, the rebellion highlighted the tensions that arise when traditional societies clash with modern, foreign powers. It served as a stark reminder of the consequences of imperialism and the struggle for sovereignty in a rapidly changing world. The Boxer Rebellion was a significant event that shaped China's relationship with the rest of the world. Meanwhile, across the Pacific, the United States was gearing up for a presidential election. The year is 1900, and the stakes are high as the dawn of a new century brings with it a pivotal moment in American history. In one corner, we have incumbent President William McKinley, a Republican known for his pro-business policies and commitment to the gold standard. A veteran of the Civil War and a seasoned politician, McKinley is seeking his second term in office. His opponent, none other than William Jennings Bryan, a Democrat from Nebraska who's making his second run for the presidency. Bryan is known for his fiery oratory and his advocacy for the silver standard, a policy he believes will help the nation's struggling farmers and working class. The campaign is a rematch of the 1896 election, and it's a heated one. The key issues? They include America's role in the world following the Spanish-American War, the question of currency standards, and the fight for labor rights. McKinley's campaign is centered on prosperity. He argues that his policies have led to economic growth, and that a vote for him is a vote for stability. Bryan, on the other hand, champions the cause of the common man. He promises to break the grip of big business and fight for the rights of workers and farmers. The result? McKinley wins by a comfortable margin, securing his second term in the White House. His victory is seen as a mandate for his policies, and it sets the tone for the next decade of American politics. But the election is more than just a political contest. It's a reflection of the tensions and transformations of the time. It's a window into a nation grappling with its place in the world, its economic future, and the rights of its citizens. Through this election, we see a nation on the cusp of great change, a nation poised to step onto the world stage in a new and significant way. The U.S. presidential election of 1900 set the stage for the American century. As the year 1900 drew to a close, the world had experienced a year of conflict, innovation, rebellion, and political change. The Second Boer War, which we discussed earlier, was a bloody conflict that bore witness to the might of the British Empire. It was a poignant reminder of the lengths to which nations would go to expand their territories, foreshadowing the global conflicts that would engulf the world in the coming decades. The war demonstrated the destructive potential of modern warfare and marked a turning point in military strategy and tactics. Then came the Paris Exposition, a celebration of progress and innovation. It showcased the latest advancements in science, technology, and art, painting a picture of a world on the brink of remarkable change. The exposition was a testament to human ingenuity and creativity, symbolizing the dawn of a new era of rapid technological development. It was a beacon of hope amidst the chaos, a promise of a brighter future powered by innovation. The Boxer Rebellion in China, a violent uprising against foreign influence, was a stark reminder of the tensions brewing in the world. It was a clear sign of the rising wave of nationalism and anti-colonial sentiment that would eventually lead to the dismantling of empires. The rebellion underscored the deep-seated resentment against foreign domination and set the stage for the revolutionary movements of the 20th century. In the United States, the presidential election was a pivotal event that highlighted the country's transition into a new century. The election of William McKinley signified the triumph of industrial capitalism and the consolidation of America's position as a global power. It was a defining moment in American history, signaling the start of a new era of American dominance on the world stage. As we look back on the year 1900, we see a world in flux, grappling with the forces of change. The events of that year were not isolated incidents, but threads in the larger tapestry of history. They were signposts on the road to the 20th century, signaling the dawn of a new era marked by conflict, innovation, and change. The year 1900, in all its complexity and contradiction, was a harbinger of the tumultuous century that was to come. It was a year that encapsulated the hopes, fears, struggles, and triumphs of a world on the cusp of a new era. The year 1900 was a pivotal year in history, setting the stage for the events of the 20th century that would shape our world today.